I had a couple of questions for you, and I had to write them down because otherwise I'll forget what I wanted to say. Anyway, we were watching the video of you walking beside the river in England. You know the one I'm talking about? You're walking beside the river and talking about how beautiful the English countryside is. And
Yeah.
it had been a few years ago. Anyway.
Yeah, I only remember it because I recently saw it on Facebook that somebody had posted. I didn't even know that was on there. I don't even know if I meant it to go on there. It just went on there because it was attached to my phone.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I said.
I'm glad it did. It's really kind of like a desert island. 5 minutes is really
Yeah?
it's really all you'd ever need.
Oh, nice.
Anyhow, anyway, in that video and other times, I hear you say that, especially in the video, you said it's so simple that this comes not from the past, but from no-thingness.
Yeah.
And this no-thing, I mean, I know it's impossible to express that, but I think I've heard you say that it's potentiality.
Yeah.
Does that feel right? Yeah, more than, say, like a blank slate of just nothingness.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's totally unseeable in the world of things, so it's not anything that can be seen or perceived in any way, but it just becomes so apparent, but not in the imagining way. It's like there is this deep emptiness and silence that all of this is and is coming from and in, and it's so vast and empty. Like everything is so empty. Paul, it's quite funny actually because Paul calls it full. So he says it as full, but it's like it's just I say it as empty because the full is. This is so the full the. This comes from absolute stillness. And that is the source of everything. The human is petrified of this because it thinks it dies there. And it does, in a way. And it like, I even remember as a kid having paranoia that, or fear at night, that I would disappear and die. And I felt like it was something that I had to hide from or run away from when I was a kid. Like I used to get it when I was at night or alone, and there's nothing to non-existence isn't anything to be afraid of because every part of existence is built on it. And I was so afraid of it because I knew really for this illusory person it was death, but everything comes from the non-existence, and it's actually like the most intimate sense there is. So we fear not being, we fear something happening to us in this world of movement because we believe we are something in this world of movement. And obviously the body's got to naturally have fear, the body comes with that, but I'm talking about the separate self. But fear's going to non-existence. But if it could see that the whole world is made of non-existence, then there's absolutely nothing to be afraid of. The body's got to respond with fear, just like the rabbits that I've just bought. If you walk too quickly, you see them like fish, like, so the body has to have that chemical reaction. But I'm talking about the more existential fear, the fear of the separate self that fears dying, not the instant fear, the person that fears dying. It's that person that's created all the suffering and discomfort because it's always felt like it needs to find completion, which is that non-existence, but it runs from that non-existence. The emptiness is such a celebration. It's so free and at peace. I don't mean a peace in like a feeling, but I mean a peace that's like, it's beyond anything in this world. It's not a sensation. But there's nothing that's, it's so beautiful. Just talking about it is like, it's so vast, and there's no end to the emptiness. In the world of forms, there's always an end, an apparent end. But in the emptiness, everything is that emptiness. And it's so vast and huge. It's like a big ocean. Everything is contained in that emptiness. but it's so beyond the personal experience. The personal experience is always this and that, but everything knows it because everything is it. But it's not intellectual at all. And this is where you were asking recently about resonance, I think it was you. And this is, I suppose, where the resonance comes from, this part of it. Like, this is known, this is, this freedom, this vastness, this absolute full stop emptiness is known by every cell there is, every particle, everything that appears is made of that. It's not intellectual, it's not feeling wise, all of that is appearing in it. It's known because it is the source of everything. Well, that was beautiful.
Well, the other night I was talking to Laura, just having a normal conversation, and all of a sudden, the I that I was using to express myself, it sort of almost like popped out to the side, and it became this. What did I say about it? It became sort of an unattached energy that had a function, and that function was to represent the brain and memories and experiences and perceptions and so on.
Yeah.
While the reality was actually this endless, no thing.
Yeah.
So, and I guess that kind of thing is just an experience or something, but it's
Yeah.
really
In a way, it is an experience because it's something you can think about now, but it's like that is life revealing itself again. But it becomes an experience once it's thought about, like that is the way it is. Like as soon as we interpret it, it's then into experience, which is nothing wrong with interpreting it like that. And that's where that character I comes from. It has to be able to report and talk about all these things. But that vastness is, and that lake that you felt like appeared, or that vastness that appeared, always is. It's just that I is kind of making it feel small and narrow. And that vastness is what makes everything. And then that's where the non-separation is, because that vastness could never be contained inside of this body. It's everywhere, and everything is that vastness. It's just that vastness at the moment is experiencing through a body-mind mechanism, but not even really experiencing through a body-mind mechanism. It just seems that way. It doesn't need anything to experience through. It is. And isn't. Crazy.
I think about that all the time. Maybe it's not supposed to, but it does. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Just one other thing. It's like you're speaking of like who's actually listening. And when I'm talking to you, either in person or like this, it seems like what's hearing you is, it's like it's indescribable, endless, but complete and without care, space that is speaking the same thing, and it sort of urges it forward, like it's blowing away everything else that is kind of in its way, and that's just kind of the flavor of it.
Yeah. And that's the nature of everything. It seems like I'm telling you it, but it's actually it telling itself. There's never been a you and a me here. It's kind of crazy the way it's playing. But that, I suppose, is why, like, a lot of the traditions, like, talk about what happens when non-duality is talked about, but it's nothing to do with us. It's not like you're resonating with me. It's just the way that it expresses itself. It's like it builds up all these layers of these games of life being really real, and then it expresses itself. It sort of emerges from that as if it's me talking about it and you listening, but it's really not like that. And it's so perfectly still. It's so still, life. That's its freedom. The emptiness and the form, the famous sutra that I like from the Buddhism, like really home in on that, on the emptiness, on the form simultaneously. That it's all empty, not as an intellectual idea, not something as you can comprehend, like consciousness or awareness or anything like that, and it's not experiential as such, but yet it is like that. The nature which is expressing itself now, which is looking, which is being everything that's looked at, is, and it also is vastly empty and free at the same time. This world of beauty and horror has happened to nothing. It's always been free. If it was really, really happening, this would be a torturous world.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure, Jesse. That was really lovely for the Lisa character too. Yeah. Thanks, Jesse.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was lovely.